So beginning in child's pose, wide-legged or your legs together. And settle in here. Connect your forehead to the earth or a block. Let your hips descend. Maybe extend your arms, but draw your inner arms towards the sky, much like you do in downward dog, to broaden across the shoulders, create space around the neck. Take 2 full breath cycles here. Inhale and exhale. And now that next inhale, let's rise up into tabletop. We'll just do a few rounds of cat-cow. Knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders. On your inhale, send your sits bones to the sky, drop your belly, lift your heart and gaze. And then on an exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, drop the head. And continue like that. Flowing with your breath, noticing how you're feeling in your body today. This practice of Vinyasa Yoga just means linking our poses with breath, much like we're doing now. We're connecting our extension, our cow tilt or dog tilt with our cat back through movement and breath. So we've been doing vinyasas. And then this next time you find yourself in the cat back, pause there. Press the earth away with hands and knees. Draw your navel up towards your spine. Even maybe imagine it's going past the spine to the sky. So you feel some opening, more opening in the back body. And then come back to a neutral pelvis. So you're neither extended or flexed. Engage your belly. And then just sway your hips side to side. Maybe have your head go in the opposite direction. So again, just wag the tail side to side. So we do a lot of movement like this, linking our postures with the breath, of course. And that is what a sun salutation is. It's a variety of poses linked together with the breath. And then come back to neutral, bring that movement to a close. Let's take a down dog here. You may want to send your hands about 4 or 6 inches forward, or your knees back, curl your toes under, and take up space here in your dog pose. A lot of times people's down dogs are a little too short in that effort to get your heels down, and it doesn't matter about the heels. It's the length of your body. In fact, you might want to just even shift your weight forward into your high plank, where your hands are over your wrists, and then press back to dog pose. You should be able to go back and forth between these 2 poses without moving your hands and feet. So I think I always use that as the ideal barometer for the distance between your hands and feet in dog pose. And you can pedal your feet if you want. You can wiggle your hips. You can take, sort of cat-cow here. Any movement that feels comfortable for you. And 2 more breaths here like that, moving if you choose. And then ground your hands into the earth, especially the roots of the fingers, so you take any strain out of your wrists. Lengthen through your inner arches or your inner heels so that you engage your legs. And then send your hips to the sky so you get a little higher. Take 1 more breath here. And then on your next inhale, look up and then walk your feet between your hands into a standing forward fold. Just hang here for a moment. You can have your hands on your thighs or the earth and just shake your head yes or no. Getting some more movement in the neck without the weight of the head, without the effect of gravity. Just get space in the neck. And then bring that movement to stillness. Rise up halfway. Look forward with a flat back, get long, take all that length back into your fold, and then with your strong legs, bent or straight, rise up to standing, hands to prayer, and prayer to your heart. All right, so now we're gonna flow a variety of sun salutations, linking movement with breath. And we'll probably stay in each pose for a breath or two so that we can sink into it and feel and adjust. So here we go. So let's start with our Tadasana. Once again, have your blocks handy in case you want to use them. Inhale, arms out to the sides, up to the sky. Get long, take an extension if you choose. Exhale, hinge from your hips, swan duck. Soften your knees if you need to. Rise up halfway with your flat back. Exhale, back into your fold, Uttanasana. Step your left leg back. Low lunge, square your hips, activate your legs. Lower the left knee down, send your arms to the sky. Knee down, warrior one. Good. Exhale, lower your hands down to frame your right foot. Bring right knee back to meet the left. Hands under shoulders, come forward a little bit to your modified plank, preparing for Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, chin. Bend your elbows, hug them in towards your rib cage, lower chest and chin. And then lower your hips as you sweep your chest between your arms, cobra. Loop the shoulders down the back, take a breath here. Exhale, lower back down, press up through hands and knees, through table, curl your toes under, send your hips to the sky. 3 breaths, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now spin your inner arms forward once again like we did in child's pose to create some space around your neck. One more breath here. And then you can lift your left leg if you like and step it forward. Low lunge. Square the hips. Pause here for just a moment before lowering the right knee down. Arms to sky. Knee down, warrior one. Exhale, hands frame your foot. Lift that back leg up, right leg meets the left. Uttanasana, Ardha Uttanasana, and then strong legs rise you up. Tadasana, hands to prayer. All right, one more time, starting with our left leg. Inhale, get long. Exhale, and fold. Inhale, and rise up. Exhale, fold again, right leg back. You can take a little standing split if you like on the way down. Lower right knee, arms to sky, maybe drop the hips forward, get into the hips a little bit. Lift your sternum, make this an extension. Exhale, lower hands to frame the left foot, left knee to meet the right. Lower down, Ashtanga Namaskar. Pause here, your hips are still lifted, you get a little extension here. Bring your hips through your arms, cobra. Exhale, lower back down, press up through hands and knees, curl toes under, down dog. And breathing here. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more, inhale, and exhale. Right leg can lift, or generally come between the hands. Pause, low lunge, lower knee down, arms to sky. Maybe drop your hips, lift your heart. Exhale, lower the hands to frame the foot, pick up left leg, step it forward. Uttanasana, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold, rise up. Exhale, hands to prayer. All right. Now this next round, we will keep our back leg lifted. We'll keep it building and adding on. So rise up, big inhale, maybe take your extension. Exhale, hinge from your hips, forward bend. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Left leg goes back, however you want to get it there. Bend the right knee over the ankle. Left leg lifts, square your hips. Ground your left hand into the earth and take a twist here. And breathe. Good. Lower that arm back down. Rise up, warrior one. Lifting your heart. Exhale, lower your hand back down to frame your foot. And send your right leg back to meet your left into a high plank. Pause here in your high plank for a moment, extending through your heels, engaging your leg muscles. Deciding how you're going to get down, if you're going to go knees, chest, chin, or you're going to try your chaturanga. Either way, the elbows go back, chest goes slightly forward, elbows hug in. Maybe pause when your rib cage is in line with your elbows. Lower all the way down, or just roll up, upward facing dog. Maybe pressing into your feet and keeping your thighs lifted. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. And pause. And breathe here. Take one more breath. And then let's lift the left leg, step it through. Again, low lunge, ground right hand, spin your arm to the sky. Taking your twist, draw the left hip back, broad across your collarbones. Lower left hand down, rise up, warrior one. Squeezing legs together, maybe take a little back bend. Exhale, lower your hands. Step right foot to meet the left, forward fold. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. Rise up. Tadasana, hands to pranay. Okay. Same thing, other side, starting left side. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, right leg back. Good. This time, let's rise up, warrior one. Lower down. Ground right hand, take your twist. Left arm on the hip or up to sky. Strong back leg, lift that back leg. De-rotate. Left foot meets the right. Plank pose. Lift a right leg. Hover there. Lower the left leg, lift the, lower the right, lift the left. Lower down. Now chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, up to you. Cobra or upward facing, downward facing. And breathe. Grounding the hands. Again, especially the roots of the fingers. Lengthening through the heels and lifting the hips. Take one more breath. Lift your right leg, step it forward. Hand between your hands, rise up, warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Lower back down, take your twist. Left hand grounds, right arm to sky. Lower that hand down, step the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. Rise up halfway, exhale, fold, and then flat back or bent knees, rise up, hands to prayer, prayer to your heart. Take a couple clearing breaths here. All right. Now this next round, we're going to go back to plank pose. And so from plank to dog. So here we go. Big inhale, take your extension. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Maybe notice you're going deeper into each fold. Rise up halfway. Exhale, fold again. Soften your knees so your hands are on the earth. Step, hop, or walk your feet back out to your high plank. And pause here. Okay. Nice. Take another breath or two. Good. Lift your right leg again. Keep the right leg lifted as you lower down through your chaturanga, and then maybe you're upward facing. Lower the foot down, roll over toes, downward facing. And pause here. Good. Now, ground your hands, extend through the heels, and lift the hips. Now let's lift the right leg. Try to keep the hips square down towards the mat. Maybe you're going to feel the heel lower down a little bit more, getting a little stretch in the calf. And then turn your toes to the side and open up the hip to the side. And then square your hip again. Good. Maybe lift it a little higher. And then open up your toes to the right, open up the hip. Bend the knee if you want. Feel that opening, even peek under your right arm. Now you can stay here if you're happy, or flip your dog by lowering that right foot onto the earth, grounding through the pinky toe side of your left foot, and lift up into an extension, into a little bit of a back bend. And then from here, can you go right into your side plank? I'm slipping a little bit. So keep grounding into the left leg, bring the right foot on top of the left, side plank, lifting your hips. And then lower the hand down, back into your full plank, press back into dog pose. Good job. Take a breath. Lift the leg to the sky. Float the foot to land between the hands. Good. Now, ground your left hand into the earth and take your twist. Okay? Then from here, we're going to rise up into crescent lunge with a twist. So rise up right into your twist. Okay? Take a breath, wring out the belly, then plant the back foot into your warrior stance, de-rotate, and reverse your warrior. Let's do that a few times. Come back through that sort of warrior two, rotate to your right. And reverse. So you're pivoting on the back foot, staying in the lunge legs, or your warrior legs. And it's a little bit of a balance challenge. It's a little bit of a wringing out of the belly. This is really good. The spinal rotations are really good for the spine to create healthy movement in the spine, to strengthen the muscles along the back body, and even doing let's one more time, doing what BKS Iyengar called, I think, rinse, oh shoot. I don't know, it's kind of like rinse and twist, because what we're doing is we're squeezing, I have to look that up, but we're kind of wringing out our organs, squeezing all of the blood, and then windmill out of the organs, right foot to meet the left, back to your dog pose, and pause here for a breath or two. So the idea of as we wring out the organs of all the blood and maybe the metabolic byproduct, then when we derotate or come out of the twist, new oxygenated blood could flush in, and it's cleansing. And it certainly does it with our digestive organs. So one more breath here. Good. Before we do it on the left side. So lift that left leg. See how high you can lift it, keeping your hips square. And then open up the hip to the side, toes to the side. And then square again. And then lift. Maybe bend the knee. Peek under your left arm. See how that feels. Maybe this feels like a great place to stay. You want to flip the dog, go for it. Lower that left foot. Come onto the pinky toe side of the right leg. Lift your heart. From here, go right into your side plank. Lifting your hips, spinning your heart towards the sky. Pivot back for your high plank. Lift your left leg. Lower down to your chaturanga. Come into your up dog. Roll back down dog. Pause here. Lift your left leg to sky, and then float the foot to land between the hands. Right hand grounds, twist to your left. Rise up into your crescent lunge with a twist. Plant the foot, warrior stance, reverse the warrior. And then return to your twisted crescent, or your twisted Vira 1. And then flow about 4 more times between these two postures. Strong back leg. Finding some balance as you pivot, flowing with your breath. One more time. Breathing here. Windmill your hands down towards the floor. Put the weight into your left foot. Step your right foot to meet your left. Forward fold. Rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. Arms out to the side, rising up, hands to prayer. Prayer to your heart. All right, let's go again. Big inhale. Take your extension. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale and fold. This time, let's start on the left foot. So, or actually, let's hop back into our plank pose again. So walk, step, or hop your feet back into your full plank. Pausing here. Maybe lifting your right leg. Maybe lowering and lifting your left leg. And then come back to neutral. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Pause for a couple of breath cycles here. Good. All right. So yeah, let's do this one on our left. Let's start on our left side. So lift the left leg up. You know, really press back. It's a tendency to go forward when we lift our legs, so keep pressing back. And then come forward to your high plank, maybe with a slightly rounded back. Bend the knee, nose to knee. And then send your leg back up. And come forward, nose to knee. Squeeze it in. And then this next time, bring your knee to the outside of the left elbow. And then send it back up. And then bring it over to the outside of the right elbow. Hold it there. Send that leg out to the side. And then lower down onto your hip. Come onto your forearms. And see what you can do to get a little bit of a hip opener. We're twisting our torso towards the mat. And you've got the back toes down, heel up. So you're internally rotating that hip. And breathe here. So a twisting posture, a little bit of hip opening, wringing out, rinse and soaking our organs. One more breath. And now we're going to come up. If you want to come into your wild thing from here, you know, your flip the dog, I call that, but it's often referred to as wild thing. You can come into that from here. So let's come on up, lift up, ground into the pinky toe side of the left foot. Spin that right arm up to the sky. And then slowly lower the hand back down. Send that left leg back up to the sky, three-legged dog. Nose to knee, hug it in for a breath or two, and then land the foot between the hands. All right, here we go. Warrior one again. Lower back down. That's not what I want to do. Ground your hand. Take your twist. Sorry, we're twisting again. Draw the left hip back. Rise up into your crescent lunge with a twist. De-rotate, reverse. Oh, there it is. Maybe lunge a little deeper with that front leg. Hinge into side angle. Oh, there we go. Spin your heart open. Let's go back the other way. So reverse it. Pivot back to our twisted crescent. Go slow. Lift the back leg, wring out the belly. Rinse and soak. And then come back time, one more time. Reverse it. Side angle, maybe go a little deeper this time. Grounding into the back leg, windmill hands down, and then send that left leg back up to the sky, three-legged dog pose. Come forward into your three-legged plank, lower down, chaturanga, upward facing, downward facing. And pause here, a couple of breaths. Maybe coming into that ujjayi, happens naturally. Keep lifting your hips. And now, other side. So let's lift the right leg to the sky. Nose to knee, rounding the spine. Send it back up. Nose to knee. Send it back up. Now bring that knee to the outside of the right elbow. Hug it in. Send that leg back up. Bring it to the outside of the left elbow. Hold it there, and then extend your leg out to the side. Lower the hips down. Take this little hip opening twist for a moment or two. On forearms. Rotate your chest down to the mat. Breathe here. Keep the left toes curled under. Right foot dorsiflexed and nice and active. Best we can, right? Take one or two more breaths. And then we're going to start to come up and decide if we want to try, this variation of wild thing. All right, so come on up. Ground into that outside edge of your right foot. Lift the heart. And then lower back down. Send that right leg back up to the sky. Nose to knee. Hold it in for a breath or two. And then plant the foot to land between the hands. Ground your left hand into the earth. Take your rotation to the right. Rise up, twisted crescent. And reverse it. Side angle. Reverse. Twisted crescent. Reverse. Side angle. Windmill your hands back down, frame in your right foot. Right foot sweeps the sky. Come forward into your three-legged plank pose. Keep that leg lifted as you lower down chaturanga. Lower your foot, upward facing dog. Roll over your toes, lifting your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Last time. Inhale and exhale 1. 4 more breaths. Inhale and exhale 2. Inhale and exhale 3. Now, yogis, listen for a moment. We're going to hop forward. And if you can, it might be fun just to try. Those who know the crow pose, can you jump forward right into your crow? I know. Think about the abdominals as being your brakes. So just try it. Maybe look up to your hands, bend the knees, bend the elbows, and see if you can go right into your crow. Nice. Those who don't know what is crow, I don't even know what it is. Your hands ground, your feet are together, knees are apart, sort of like in a malasana squat. Lift your hips, press the elbows to the knees or even on the triceps. Look up, don't look down. See if you can round the spine, engage your core, lift one leg or both legs, and find your crow. And then let's slowly lower back down, lower our hips, and come into Dandasana. Nice job, everybody. So in our Dandasana staff pose, you make an L with your body. Keep, soften the knees as much as you need to. Keep your feet dorsally flexed. Press through the big toe mounds and the pinky toe mounds. So you're spreading your toes wide, engaging the belly. Send your arms to the sky. And breathe here for a couple of breath cycles. Take one more breath. And then let's hinge forward into Paschimottanasana. So our forward fold. Again, softening your knees as much as you need to. Let your hands go forward as much as they're able to, keeping your torso long. And breathe. Some of you may be able to easily grab the feet. You can hold on to outside edges or interlace your hands. And then let's rise up, bring your hands by your hips. Purvottanasana, reverse plank. So press your hands into the earth. Draw your feet down. If you can get the soles of your feet down, then you'll have more of a lift in your torso. Let's see if you can stay here. And if you want, from here, lift one leg. And then lower and lift. Maybe try that a few times. Just lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Lift up a little higher, drawing your feet down towards the earth, and then lower back down. Okay. Now let's take a twisting forward fold. So take your right hamstring, externally rotate that leg out to the side. So you're in your, we'll do our revolved Janu Sirsasana, Parivrtta Janu Sirsasana. So the foot is pressing against the left leg. Get long with your torso. Maybe keep your left hand behind the back so you can cultivate some length. Your right arm could come up to the sky as you rotate your navel over that left leg, and then lower the hand down maybe to the outside of the calf or the outside of the foot. And breathe here. And keep lengthening, melting your heart towards your knee. And breathe. Take one more breath. And then look towards your toes and rise up with length. You can windmill that one back. Straightening out the right leg, and we'll go to the other side. Grab hold of the left inner thigh so you can spin that hip into external rotation. Bring the foot on the, left foot pressing against the right leg, right toes to sky. Right hand behind the back to help cultivate length as you even rotate your torso slightly so that your navel's kind of pointing in line with the right extended leg. Left arm up to sky, get long. Exhale, hinge forward, and take hold of your right leg wherever you're able. And breathe here. Nice Ujjayi breathing. One more breath. And then let's windmill all the way up. This time, bend the right knee and bring both legs into Baddha Konasana. It's our bound angle. And find the distance between your feet and the groin that feels comfortable for you. You can hold on to the outside edges of your feet. See if you can draw the big toe mounds away from each other so your feet start to open up like a book. You get more external rotation. Just pause here. Grounding through sits bones, sitting upright. You can hinge forward if you like, drawing your elbows back towards your rib cage and leaning forward with your heart. Letting your heart go first into this posture. Take one more breath. And then let's rise up. Let's take one more twist. So from here, keep your legs in this shape. Can you twist to the right? Right hand behind the back, left hand on the knee. Get long. Rinsing and soaking. Getting a nice stretch to the spine. Subtle energy channels. Look over your right shoulder. De-rotate back to center. Go right to the other side. Don't lose your Baddha-Konasana. Really drawing the knees down. Get broad across your collarbones. Send that breath upward. Cultivate the length. The strength. Take one more breath. Come back through center. Close your knees, close your legs like a book. And we're going to come onto our backs. So rotate your torso. You can go down with a little bit of a Navasana strength, rolling the spine down one vertebra at a time. Or you could, come down on your elbows or hands. When you get onto your back, pause here for a moment. Press low back down, keeping knees bent. I'm going to do a bicycle, just to strengthen our core a little bit more. So let's bring our hands behind the head. You can lift one leg to opposite knee, keeping the feet on the floor. You can have them in reverse table. And then, of course, you can extend the legs out to hover over the earth. So find your bicycle, whatever that is for you today. Lifting and twisting, extending to the opposite leg, and flowing with breath. And then if you're up for it, double time it. 4, 3, 2, and slow it down. Keep lifting and twisting as much as you're able, extending to that opposite leg. One more double time. Let's go for it. Four, 3, 2, and slow it down. Last round. Forward more here. And 3, and 2. Last time. And bring it to close. Plant your feet, lower your hands by your sides. Pause, don't do anything. Be within. Making space for that sensation to be as it is. We don't have to run from it. We don't have to go right to counter pose. Because as we watch, it dissolves on its own. Like all things, right? They just kind of come up, bubble up, and they dissolve. All right, but we will stretch out the belly. We'll do it through our bridge pose. So make sure your feet are about hips distance apart. Maybe you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Putting a block between your inner thighs if that feels comfortable and it helps you to engage the legs a little bit more. And then bring your arms by your sides, elbows down and fingers to sky, like little robot arms, kind of like our chaturanga arms. And then we're going to use our strong feet, our elbows, and the back of our skull to lift up. And then lower down. So maybe rise and lower, lift and lower a few times. Keep squeezing your inner thighs toward each other. and drawing your knees away from the torso to create length in the spine. We want to avoid compression in our lumbar area or extension. We want to move this extension up the upper back. So the next time you lift up, see if you can hold it there. Keep the feet down, knees drawing away, hips lifting as much as you're able to. And you can stay here with your little robot arms, or maybe you're going to extend your arms, bring your hands underneath your body into Yoga Mudra, press the arms all the way down and lift up a little bit more. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, press through the back of your skull so your neck stays neutral. Now we did do quite a bit of back bending, so if it feels okay, maybe you can reach your ankles with your hands and lift up a little higher. But don't let the knees splay apart. Keep the inner thighs drawing toward each other. Take one more breath, and then slowly release your grip, your clasp, whatever it is. Lower down, one vertebra at a time. Low back, pelvis before the tailbone, and pause. Take a few moments. Now, if it feels interesting to you to take an inversion, we can do a couple of things. You can do your hip stand, even that is with your hips on your block. You could develop your, here's your hip stand. This is great. You can put your legs against a wall, or if it feels comfortable for you, you can roll into your shoulder stand. Or even if you have headstand in your practice, you can do that now. It's going to do one time check. Great. Yeah. So just take a few moments in some inversion, whatever that feels like for you. And if you're in, well, whichever version you're in, really activate your legs so that you're not dumping into your neck. Press to the balls of your feet. Try to draw the elbows in as best you're able. Press to the back of your skull to keep the neck neutral. Take about 15 breaths here. And then when you're ready to slowly come down, you can slowly roll down one vertebra at a time. And once again, lower the legs down. Good. And take a moment. Make sure you're comfortable on your mat for closing. And let's bring one knee in toward our chest. Just bring the right leg in, maybe extend the left leg long. Really pull it in. So see if you can pull that knee all the way up towards your shoulder. Ground the left leg down as you pull that in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release your right leg and pause and notice. Just notice that side before we go to the other side. And when you're ready, draw your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. Pull the right knee all the way up towards your shoulder, or sorry, your left knee all the way up towards your shoulder as you ground your right leg down. So both legs are active here. The head is still grounded, still lengthening. One more time, give it a squeeze, and then release. Let your feet drop out to the sides. Bring your arms by your sides. Draw your shoulder blades together. Take a big inhale and exhale it out with a sigh. Maybe rock your head side to side. Notice how your neck feels. Maybe part your jaw, take a yawn. Wiggle it from side to side. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Take another big inhale and exhale it out with a sigh. Just letting any tension just melt away. Give any tension away to the support of the earth. The earth or the universe is here to support you. Just surrender to it. Give way to that. Take one more breath and exhale and let any control of your breath go. Let your breath be non-existent. But let your awareness abide in your heart space. That space of your true self, your Buddha nature. Let's just rest there for these next few moments. Awaken to your heart's contentment. One day you'll awaken to discover your life is all you wanted and hoped it would be. Oh, you'll not find everything just the way your head said you wanted it. It might not be the way you planned, but you'll awaken to your dreams of joy, love, and peace, your dream of freedom. You'll see beyond the illusions. You'll transcend your old limiting beliefs. You'll wake up and notice that your past is just as it needed to be. You'll see where you are today is good. You'll notice that you laugh a lot, cry a lot, smile a lot. You'll look at tomorrow with peace, faith, and hope, knowing that while you cannot control some of what life does, you have possibilities and powers in any circumstance life might bring.
The struggle you have lived with for so many years, the struggle in your heart has disappeared. You're secure, at peace with yourself and your place in this world. One day you'll awaken to your heart's contentment. Let that day be today. Allow your breath to deepen. Rock your head from side to side. Bring movement to fingers and toes. Reach up through fingers and down through toes. Taking a big stretch. Draw your legs in and give them a squeeze if you like. And then roll over onto your right side, resting there for a moment. And then when you're ready, use your right elbow and left hand to sit up slow. Rising up to a comfortable seat. And we'll draw our hands to heart center, bowing our hands to our heart in gratitude for our ability to practice like this in our bodies, to practice in community, for the teachings of yoga. And let's lift our gaze and close our practice and celebrate one of our fellow yogis. Let's chant their name 3 times. So 3 times, happy birthday to Jean. Here we go. Jean. Happy birthday, Mama G.
Thank you, everybody. Happy birthday. Thanks, Michelle.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
See you Saturday.
Okay, see you Saturday.
Okay.
That was a really good class. That felt really good.
Oh, good. It felt good for me too.
Well, that was tough. Did you hear me groaning? Oh,
It
Hey,
wasn't
Shell,
real
Mike
fast.
totally rocked Crow.
What? Who did?
I said
Mike
Mike
did.
totally rocked Crow.
Nice. Did you guys all try Crow?
Yes.
No.
no.
Nice. It's good. We don't do it that often. It's so good.
I haven't done it in a long time. I could get one leg.
Nice. Good. I mean, I actually think it would be good to bring into a regular class and really break it down, and encourage people to
Yes.
have a, there's ways to do it. You could put blocks under your shoulders. So you've got
Right.
support. I also have a crunch position I used to do where we're kind of like on our back, and we
Uh-huh.
really focus on engaging the belly to remind us what it takes to, the belly work, because it's all belly work, not arm work like everybody really thinks,
Oh no, I know.
It's all core work. It's like, yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a great class though.
Yeah.
I'll
thanks,
thank you for that.
Really awesome.
Yeah.
For the next
Thank you.
I forgot I'm still recording. Oops.
Oh.